Good afternoon, traders. It's the 20th of November, Friday the 20th, and welcome to another webinar of TQS, Top Quality Stocks. And in this webinar, I'm going to scan the cybersecurity sector and look for any kind of indication of some trading ideas or stocks to add to your watch list and how the cybersecurity sector has been doing in terms of TQS screening for top quality stocks in the sector. Now on the screen here I've got the cybersecurity sector subsector listed. I've got 32 shares in this list, and I've sorted them by market capitalization. So we'll start with the largest ones first and then work our way through. As you can see, return on equity, a lot of the companies are not profitable at this stage, so it's an early stage investment that you're doing. Some are still growing aggressively, so there might be some losses that they're taking. And we can also see your earnings percentage change latest quarter. You can see some didn't do so well. Palo Networks didn't do so well. CrowdStrike did 65% growth over the last quarter, over the last year. So CrowdStrike's improving. VeriSign, things have been improving there. Fortinet, FTNT, things have been improving there. Zscaler still struggling a little bit, but the last quarter's revenue was up 43%. So these are still growing aggressively there. Checkpoint, still struggling a little bit with growth there. Norton LifeLock, huge drop there in earnings percentage change, then a recovery there, return on equity. So there's been somewhat of a recovery on Norton LifeLock. Mcafee, I think, is recently relisted, so I don't have all the financial information yet for that. Nice is also performing somewhat. Proofpoint struggling a little bit there, but the percentage change in sales the last quarter is looking encouraging. So there's been a reacceleration in sales in some of these names. SailPoint not doing too well on the earnings per share basis, but nevertheless we'll have a look at that. So you can see a rapid fire variant. So there's a few that's been recovering and a few that's not doing so well out of the entire list. Okay. So we'll start off with the largest market cap ones, and I'm going to use my Ichimoku clouds just to give us some idea where the key support and resistance levels are. So now that we've looked at the financial rankings, we can just see there. Right, so CrowdStrike, the first one, looking at the daily Ichimoku cloud. It's been in a strong trend for a while. We've had various buy signals from an Ichimoku cloud chart perspective. The classic ones is purely the cloud chart cross, so to speak. So over the this year has been a particularly strong couple of months in the stock. We're now consolidating. You can see it's the step strategy. The stock rallies, forms a base, rallies, forms a base, and you can see a double bottom base breakout. These are all very nice breakouts. Now recently, huge move, got extended from the cloud, pulled back. Another huge move, got extended from the cloud, pulled back. Yeah, there's another secondary entry point at 123 as it rebounded there from the bottom in the cloud chart. So a key level in CrowdStrike is this bottom in cloud chart is a significant support zone, and now it is fighting the front end cloud chart resistance to see if it's going to be able to maintain that price action above that level. We've had a MACD buy signal here at the bottom end, so watch out for that. So the sentiment's changing somewhat, and also the relative strength is also starting to outperform the S&P. So keep an eye on that one. Certainly one to watch on the watch list. Any weakness to this standard line, sorry, the conversion line of the cloud can be a nice entry point. Any snap back to 136 can be a key entry point. Let me just get the drawing tool. Where's the drawing tools? Right, so I'm going to put that down there. Horizontal line. Where is the horizontal line? The horizontal line, there we go. So key level is 136. Any nice snapback to that level, you're buying in the bottom end of the base, so to speak. CrowdStrike is still at this level. It's flirting with the 200-day moving average, which is not a bad zone to be in. if you look at it from that perspective. So watch out, it's within the kind of trading range for a possible swing trade. MACD buy signal already occurred, relative strength has already occurred, so it's finding support at the top end of the cloud, which is a nice position to be in. Octa, OKTA, and see also a huge move, cloud cross. There was a cloud chart buy signal back down here, and then a profit taking signal up here. So huge move up, then consolidating. You can see fighting for support at the bottom in the cloud, dipped below, rebounded, broke through the top end of the cloud, off we go, got extended from the cloud. Every time it gets extended from the cloud, it's a pullback, quite a violent pullback, so it's definitely a volatile stock. We've had a MACD buy signal, yeah, coincides very well with the test of the cloud chart support level, so a key level to watch out for here is, let me just do the drawing tools again. Horizontal line is over here at the front end of the cloud, 218. Let me just move that. 218 is a nice nice support zone, and the other secondary support zone is this conversion line, or the turning line of the cloud is another low. Let me just get that down. There we go. That is a 255. So it's within that trading range. Significant. So if there's any significant weakness in it, 218 would be a nice entry point. Otherwise, you could nibble it at 225, and then the upside target would be this alt high of 250. So that's one to look for. MACD buy signal already occurred back here. Cloud chart rebounds occurred there, so definitely add this one to the watch list. If it snaps back to like 230 or 225, would be a nice entry point in Octa. Let me just check some other financials on it. OKTA. Yeah, so the stock is forming a nice base here, actually. Nice trading range. It's now looking to find support at the up end of the base, so it's not a bad spot to be for Octa, so keep an eye on that one. Might be worth nibbling at it. Okay. Palo Alto Networks, but extended from the cloud now. We can see, quite volatile stock. Rebounded from these old support levels of June, July lows. There we go. Rebounded from these old levels here. Broke through the bottom end of the cloud chart. Top end of the cloud's the new support zone here. This is the new support zone. I'll just move that down. Sorry, I don't know why that was. The other cloud chart level to watch out for, I'm going to move that one to there. It's the old cloud chart shadows. So now it's broken past this resistance, so now I'm concerned that it might still want to close this gap in any kind of weakness, but it's had a tremendous rally from this rebound support zone, broke through the cloud. So see any snapback to around 266 zone, or the other level, this old high, that can be any snapback to there, could be a nice swing trade entry point. So keep an eye on that one. I think in the weekly it will still show that it's quite extended on the weekly. A little bit extended from top end of the cloud. Any kind of snapback would be a nice entry point. Had a MACD on the signal on the weekly, which is quite strong, and MACD buy down here. So now I just want it to consolidate this move, snap back to 275. Maybe that could be a nice entry point to watch for Palo Alto Networks. VeriSign, a bit of trouble here. Price actions below the cloud, that's overall somewhat bearish. If we look at a horizontal line here, so that's a cluster of support line there. So you could look at a swing trade from this level up. Could look at a swing trade from this level up, but it's price action below the cloud, so that's overall bearish, underperforming, which is not good, and so that's overall negative. Let's just take a look at the weekly. Put it down there. The weekly significant base formation taking place. It managed to rebound from these in October, November, December, lows of 2019, huge move, volatile sell-off, back above the cloud on the weekly, which is positive, so I would be much more inclined to look at a swing trade from 184, 185 zone, this cluster of support between 190 and 185, that can be a swing trade zone, provided we get a MACD buy signal. So watch out for a very sign in and around the 85, between 190 and $85 level. Fortinet, if we go back to the daily, price action below the cloud, so that's somewhat bearish. So ideally you'd like to see price action back above the cloud. So looking for a MACD, it wants to generate a buy signal here at the bottom end of the cloud. These old levels here, let me just do a horizontal line. You can see this old cloud chart level there. All cloud, if I just bring that down, there we go. So it's fighting for that as well as this old support level here. So it's battling that support level. Ideally you'd like it to see it back above the cloud, because now from a cloud chart perspective, price action below the cloud is bearish. It's in a downtrend, so Fortinet's not exactly a buy right now. Weekly, there is downside risk to the bottom end here of the I'm not sure why this thing keeps on. There we go. So that's a cluster of support. So $111 swing trade could be a nice zone, provided we get a nice MACD buy signal on there. But quite volatile trading. Very huge rallies, get extended from the cloud, and then it pulls back. So 111, 117. So looking at it from $111 on a weekly chart. But like I say, daily still somewhat bearish. 111. Yeah, that coincides well there. So we'll keep an eye on that. Zscaler, that's been that's been doing very well. It had a huge rally from the bottom in the cloud. Yeah, it just kept on going, got extended, consolidated, huge rally, got very extended, pull back, consolidation. Note that it rebounded from this cloud level there nicely. So that's a support. 125.59 is a critical support level now. We've just about not yet had a MACD buy, so just be cautious with this one. And if I can do a horizontal line to show this cloud level there, so that 125 significant support. It's battling the bottom in the cloud chart resistance, so it needs to break past that cloud chart resistance. So from a cloud chart trading perspective, you could buy this rebound provided the volume comes in and it manages to close it back above that 140 level. So watch out, that would be a nice entry point in Zscaler on a swing trade. We just want to check some of the financials. Let's check Zscaler. Yeah, this is a nice, it's kind of forming a double bottom. It's busy with the right side of the bottom. It is this level here is incidentally the 200-day moving average as well. And any dip back above that level with above average volume can be a nice second entry point into it. So keep an eye on that one. It's forming a base. I would think it's a bit extended on a weekly, very extended on the weekly. And in this case, you can see where the key support levels are. It's that 129. And then significant support at 99. So there's significant downside risk if it manages to keep selling off. But so far, but extended from the cloud. That's the risk on the daily. With next support level can be this cloud chart level here at 116, 164. Let me just put a line in there. 116.74. So yes, so kind of. It's bearish because price action's below the cloud, but it can drift back down to 125 or 116 even in a weak market. But so far it looks like this 125 is a significant support zone, and cloud chart trading would say that if it manages to get back above the cloud, that would be a secondary buy after this cloud chart rebound buy. So watch out. Double bottom base being formed. We are looking to trade the bottom in the right hand side of the double bottom, and then a swing trade back up to the old highs here as a potential trade there. Checkpoint. Price action is below the cloud, so that's overall bearish. We've not struck. It looks like it's trying to do a MACD. There's a MACD buy there, and that coincides well with this support level. Yeah, if we can draw that line, horizontal line. Yeah. So that is a. Let me just move that back down. There we go. 117. So there we can see 117 is support zone. So swing trade from these levels back up to the bottom end of the cloud. But do realize you're trading counter trading to cloud chart trend because price action is below the cloud. Yeah, with the weekly, huge consolidation period, bit untidy, very untidy. Front end in the cloud, yeah, significant support to look for. Bottom in the cloud, 106 is major support zone. Price action is above the weekly cloud, so that's bullish from a weekly cloud chart perspective. So any kind of swing trade rebounds from this cloud chart level would be a nice entry point. So interesting to nice to see if it can swing trade back up to the bottom end of the cloud in a more positive market. But MACD is fired, relative strength starting to look like it wants to outperform the S&P. So we need to see a bit of a move higher there. Norton LifeLock just collapsed below the cloud. Targets to look for on this one is the bottom end of the cloud. Yeah, there we go. Move this down. There we go, 118.15. If it manages to find a rebound there, but you're trying to catch a falling knife here, price action is below the cloud, so that's bearish. Let's go and look at the weekly. Price action below the cloud's bearish, so this one is not particularly a favorable one to trade right now. Let me just check some other fundamentals. Okay. Its earnings per share is improved quite significantly over the last couple of quarters. Sales is actually flat to -6% previous quarter, up 3% most recent quarter. So not the best position to be in from a sales top line point of view. But it's now rolling over. Relative performance not looking good. So I would just kind of avoid this one for the time being. It's not the best one. Mcafee, new IPO, so we'll wait for it to have more price action. Nice. That has been nice. You can see here we had a fantastic rebound here at the bottom in the cloud. 128 buy point there. It's a bit extended from the weekly cloud. What's the daily saying? Yeah, all these cloud chart rebounds are nice entry points. It's now bouncing around very closely to this cloud chart level. So MACD's been all over the place. We had a buy there and then a sell there. We had another buy there and then a sell there. So levels to watch out for on this one on nice is this line here. Front end cloud is 232 is a significant support level as well as this. So it's bouncing off the front cloud support zone. So there's a swing trade possibility from here back up to the old highs. So I would definitely flag this one. Looking at the weekly, very extended, so there's significant risk in this one because it's just very extended from the top end of the cloud. If we just take this leisure movement, it's currently 59% above the cloud, so that's quite a significant extension. So it's very extended from a cloud chart perspective, so be aware of that. But still above the daily, so that's bullish. Short-term swing trade possibility from this rebound to 232 and 229 to the upside there. Proof point, price actions below the cloud, somewhat bearish. I would avoid this one for the time being. The weekly also below the cloud. CyberArk, CYBR. Price action is struggling to regain price above the cloud, so it's you can see it rebounded from the old cloud chart levels. Yeah, pretty close to that one, and now it needs to break out above the cloud chart level. So that's not the best price action. Also struggling with the bottom end of the cloud. So that cloud level there is now a significant resistance. So the daily and weekly is not looking too good. Ideally, I'd like it to be back above the cloud. So if it gets past this level, if it breaks past there on big volume, then that would be a nice entry point to go for. I just want to look at some other fundamentals on the one side. It is. This level, incidentally, is roughly a 200-day moving average, so it's flirting with that level. Um, Potential rebound zone. Its quarterly earnings figures have not been very good, so not even the sales been very good. So it's struggling fundamentally to advance. And you can see that's now forming an entire new base, very wide base, not very nice one to look for. Yeah, so it needs to break out above the cloud. It's bearish from both daily and weekly cloud chart analysis. Sell point, huge move after the cloud chart buy signal here. We've actually not yet had a sell in it, believe it or not. Oh, the sell was up, yeah. So that's up, what, 171% from a cloud chart perspective. Strong uptrend. You just need to buy these pullbacks, really. And it's busy with the pullback at the moment, fighting for support at the top end of the cloud. Significant high lines here is these 42 there. Very extended from the weekly, so there's quite a lot of risk in this one. It looks like it wants to generate a sell signal on the weekly, so I would look. This one is a little bit too extended, and but keep an eye on it. It's a little bit extended. Need to see a bit more consolidation. You've had a MACD sell and the relative strength sell, so no, it's not exactly where you would want to be with a top quality name. Rapid, let me just. Rapid 7, huge move. How's this company doing on earnings quality? We can now, yeah, huge move up. Lovely rebounds from the cloud chart support levels here. You can see the huge rebounds. I would think the week is very extended, very extended from the, support levels now on the weekly are these levels. Yeah, so ideally you'd like to get it around about 64, 65. It snaps back to those levels, but very extended from the top end of the cloud on the daily. It's broken out this trading range, rebound there from the standard line, rebound from the top end of the cloud. So it's a nice, it had a nice rally, but this was the ideal entry point for this cloud chart rebound. There was a secondary entry point on the standard turning line rebound, and it's now a little bit extended from the cloud. Let's see, yeah, 16%. So it's kind of in profit taking zone. It's a few points past. I would rather wait for a snapback in this one before I get onto the bandwagon, but it's a very long consolidation base it kind of was broke out of, so that's encouraging signs to see. Earnings last quarter didn't grow much, 0% growth. Previous quarter 150% growth, so a bit choppy earnings all over the place. Sales 26% growth in top line, so that's been quite good. So not too bad. So keep an eye on that one. Add that one to the watch list as well. VRN. Price action above the daily, weekly, that's positive, but extended on the daily. You can see here from a cloud chart perspective, you just buy these cloud chart rebounds. Double bottom base breakout, so to speak, with 54 is the new support level. So it can still come back to test 54, 55 level and then rebound from there, but a little bit extended from the top end of the cloud. Resistance targets here are the 58.60 zone on this side, yeah. Okay, so keep an eye on that one, but rebounded from the cloud level here. Target there is 59, so about $2-3 to the upside in this one, but I would be concerned about the figures. RNT. Yeah, it's just broken out of this double bottom base here, and then there's this resistance target. These are the upside targets. So 29% earnings growth the most recent quarter, July, from a negative growth the previous quarter. Sales is about 5% down, so it's not the best top line growth story. but certainly want to keep on the watch list any kind of type consolidation or pullback. It'll be easy right up to this level here, but from this level onwards it's going to be difficult period for it to trade. But stocks like these just trade the rebounds to the cloud chart support levels, gets extended from the cloud, gets extended, get out, buy the rebound. QLYS, price action below the clouds, bearish, so I would stay. And now weekly is fighting for support here, so any kind of encouragement, price action in and around this level here, look for high volume up days. Could see a rebound from the top end of the cloud here, so but we'll flag that one, but not a buy right now. Levels to watch out for is about the 87 level, or significant support is the 79, so that would be the zone. If I can just do a horizontal line. There we go. So these are horizontal lines to look at for. Okay. 87 rebound trade for a swing trade back to the bottom in the cloud. 79 for a significant rebound. And that 87 is testing the top end cloud chart resistance level, yeah, for support now. So it will be interesting to see if it manages to rebound from that level. If it fails through there, then the outlook goes from bullish to bearish on the weekly cloud chart, because price action below the bottom end of the cloud is overall bearish. TNB, new list IPO, not the best looking chart, but extended. Price actually below the bottom in the cloud, so I would look at this one to find support here at 31 maybe. TNB, where's its financials? Let me just check. Yeah, this one is below the 200 moving average, and it's also below the cloud, so it's not looking good right now, so you want to skip that one for the time being. It did have 22% sales growth and 229% earnings growth, but that's adjusted for some adjusted figures, so it's not a gap number. So it's there's a lot of questions in the earnings figure, but certainly there are improvements. But ideally, we'd like to see it to to consolidate the move a little bit. New IPO, 29.30 is significant support, so not enough price action actually to have proper cloud analysis, so to speak. Underperforming the S&P, MACD sell, not yet had a buy, so I will keep it on the watch list, but I would kind of steer clear of it for the time. FireEye, huge rally, a buck above the cloud, got extended, dipped below the cloud, and now it's fighting for support at the top end of the cloud. There's downside risk to this 1380, so keep an eye on that. Could be see a possible swing trade from the 1380 level with upside targets of 16. Yeah, cloud is a resistance here, resistance there. It's above the weekly cloud, which is positive, so any kind of weakness in between 13 and 14, that's a buying zone. But a nice potential rebound will be this bottom end of $13. We've had a MACD buy signal now back here. We've also not yet had the relative strength performance signal was over here as well. Yeah, so it's a buy on a weekly cloud chart, but not on a daily yet. Oh, sorry, it is on a daily. Yeah, rebounding from the top end of the cloud with downside risk to 1382. So I'm going to put these figures in. That's the top end cloud charts level it's supposed to test. Alright. Minecast, price action is significantly below the bottom end of the cloud, so that's overall bearish. And a level to watch for is this one. Yeah, that could be a nice entry point there for swing trade. Ping, P-I-N-G, Identity Holdings, but fighting for support here at the bottom in the cloud. It's a new IPO, so there's not a lot of price action from a cloud chart perspective, so look for a potential swing trade from this level. Yeah, it's had a significant sell-off, and now there's this cluster of support. Yeah, I would probably, this is quite a volatile one. Let me just see where the PING is Ping Identity Holdings. Some of the fundamentals. Yeah, sales is not growing. Last 2 quarters sales growth is -6 and -3. So the top line's not growing. Return on equity is 4.5, very low. So there's a lot of ifs in this price. It's significantly below the 200-day moving average. So you would look at these levels. Yeah, no, this is a. It's not growing, so it's not a top quality stocks. Cheetah Mobile. Stuck below the cloud, not a good spot to be. $1.94 trade, $11 stock here. Price action below the cloud, that's bearish. Price action below the cloud, that's bearish. One span, price action below the cloud, that's bearish. Downside can go down as far as 17, and this one here, 15. Diggy Mark rebounded. Trying to get past cloud chart level here, but extended from the weekly on the daily, so we can see quite extended from the cloud. So ideally would lock in profits and wait for the pullback on this one. Absolute Software, new IPO, we'll keep an eye on that one for later. Zix Corporation managed to get a rebound at the top end of the cloud, and I also see the weekly. Yeah, also this might be worth nibbling at. I suspect that the financials is not going to be so good on this one, but yeah, it's certainly starting to recover as price action is above the weekly, so that's starting to be bullish, and above the daily, so that's starting to look bullish. Toughen Software, price action below the cloud, that's bearish. It's it's fighting for support of the old lows here. Ideally, you'd like to see it break past this cloud to be bullish. And yeah, it's still stuck below the cloud, bottom in the cloud, just a resistance level. Intrusion, INTZ, but extended from the top end of the cloud, huge rally. We had some nice buy signals here. Had a MACD sell, so this is not a buy at the moment. Yeah, struggling with the cloud. It's below the cloud, that's bearish. Price action, it needs to that level there is the key level. Identiv Incorporated, nice strong rally, but extended on the weekly. You can see this is the support zone, and this now fighting with this old high. See if the resistance will hold. Looks like the resistance holding, so it could snap back. Watch out for the MACD sell signal there. Cyrogen, CYRN, struggling to get past the cloud, is stuck in a downtrend on a weekly and on a daily, so ideally want to see it to pull through there, but a $1 stock is quite a lot of risk in it. Is there any earnings growth? Let's just check the earnings growth in this one. No, Skyron is not really making money. It's loss making, so it doesn't have a good track record. I would enterprise, anti-software, messaging, spam, etc. Security company, so it still needs to prove itself somewhat. CTech, Synergies Tech, very choppy trade, very volatile. Price action below the cloud, that's bearish. Price action below the cloud, that's bearish. Yeah. And safety group, yeah, that's just been one way, so I would not even bother with that one. Daily, yeah, starting double bottom. Is this one? I would suspect there isn't really much to write back about in terms of the earnings. SFET, yeah. No, not a good stock. Adjusted earnings. Sales have been growing quite aggressively, but the earnings is just not. It's not profitable, so still making losses. So not particularly good spot to be in. Just to recap quickly, CrowdStrike. Yeah, we've got that one on the list. Okta, looking for support there. I've flagged that one. Palo Alto, but extended. But I'm flagging that one. VeriSign, below the cloud, downside risk to that level there. Fortinet, looking for support yet 111. Keep that one. Zscaler, needs to regain price action above the cloud, but there's swing trade possibilities from 125, 116 weekly, but extended. So that's your downside risk there. Checkpoint struggling to rebound from the top end of the cloud. Let's just see there. Price action below the cloud. That is overall somewhat negative, but I'm flagging all these because we Norton LifeLock. No, that's look on its way down there. Mcafee. Nice is trying to rebound from the top end of the cloud where weekly is extended. Proof point bearish. CyberArk fighting for a breakout there, both on the daily and weekly, so we need to see it move past those levels. So I'm going to flag these because we wanted to look at how they're doing later on. Sale point, but extended. So there's other ones. And Variant Systems. What's Variant Systems? But extended there as well. So we just look at weekly. There we go. Yeah. So that's a Ichimoku Cloud Chart market analysis on the cybersecurity stocks. There's 32 of them, and we've highlighted a few. Some are extended, some are close to resistance levels, some needs to break back above the top end of the cloud. There are some buys on a weekly, bullish on a weekly, but bearish on the daily, so we need to see them rebound from those key support levels. But certainly keep some of these on your watch list because they some of them are close to buy points, some are just about to break out or roll over, and don't get caught out if you own any of those. Right, until next time, happy cloud chart trading.